Welcome to the first episode of the Books and Babble Show.
Yes.
I am A.
And I'm G.
And we are the mother-daughter author duo.
Yeah, and we have a nice stormy morning to start our show.
Yes, we do. So you might hear some storm sounds in the background.
Yes.
But, yeah, so we're really excited to do this. If you don't know, we post videos on TikTok in a more structured way. We come up with funny scripts and funny videos. But we're really excited for this because we love to talk about books and all things, bookish. And so we're very excited to be able to have another platform to be able to have a longer conversation about these things.
Yes, definitely. And a lot of little snippets along the way. So
Yeah.
we got a lot of fun little segments.
Yeah. So, okay, so G, so tell me, what's the dust on your shelf?
Okay. The dust on my shelf, which is going to be something that we've learned through the week, I guess we should explain the segment first.
Sure.
In a quick format. Can you edit all that rambling out?
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to edit out, but I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you ever want to edit it out, you can just say
I feel like
that's
I'm
fine.
rambling a lot.
No,
and,
you're not.
And if you
and
don't,
that's the point of this, is like there's no time limit. Like, we can just talk. Yeah.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
Yeah.
And you can even say, keep in, just edit that out. You can just keep it in. I think that would be funny too.
Oh my God.
But we're going to ask each other once a week, what's the dust on our shelf? What's happened that week? And this week, mine is a little dusty because I've learned something I shouldn't do, or you shouldn't do. And I have a kitty cat, and I made her a big box fort out of Amazon boxes and different shipping boxes. And I never made an exit point for me to grab her so she can get in there, and she has lots of little stories, and it's in the garage. It's really big, and she likes to get in there, and she does not want to come out.
No. Okay.
So I end up having to be like, come here, and try to get her out. It just does not work.
Doesn't work.
No. So if you make one, make sure you get a way to get them out, because otherwise they get in there and they're like, haha, you can't get me.
That's really good advice.
I can see her through the little holes that I put in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
Nice.
Cats are stubborn.
Well, the dust
They're
on my
adorable.
shelf yeah. I mean, I'm not a cat person, but the dust on my shelf is a lot simpler. I got a splinter. That's all. That's what's going on. That's what's going on my neck of the woods.
Splinters are bad though.
They're not fun.
They're not fun.
They're not fun.
No. Even though I do enjoy getting them out though. I'm sorry. I feel like it's minor surgery that
That's
I
the
can
worst
handle.
part of a splinter.
I love that. I enjoy that. I am all
I think
for
collectively everybody can agree that that's the worst part
it's the best
of getting
part.
a splinter is taking it out. Oh my gosh.
You feel like a surgeon. It's the best part. I am qualified to remove a splinter. So.
Qualification.
Yeah. So you give me a pair of Yeah.
Oh wow. Well,
I'm good.
I didn't know that about you.
I can do that.
That's weird.
I think that would be something I miss when I get older if I'm not out and about in the wooded area.
You're gonna
or something.
miss being able to take out splinters?
Yes.
Oh my god. Well, that's.
So maybe I will be 80 years old, just out rubbing trees and stuff or something. No, I probably won't. But you never know. I do have a cat. She might climb up a tree or something and have to get her. There's always a reason to be out in nature.
I don't think that should be one of them.
Probably not. All right. Oh, next we're going to choose Big Pub. And what we're going to do is we're going to look through books that are going to be published and figure out which one we might buy. And we don't know which one we picked. So it's a surprise. I don't know which one she picked, and she doesn't know which one I picked.
Right.
So, all right. Let's see. I'm going to go first.
You're gonna tell me what you picked?
Yes.
I already know what you picked. I knew the moment, so I went through the list of books releasing this month, and I knew immediately which one you were gonna pick. Immediately I knew.
How are we gonna show this?
The bookshop. I can put it up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
we can put it up there. Yeah.
Okay.
So she chose.
I chose the bookshop. Anything with books on it about stories about academia, libraries, anything.
She will buy any book if it's got anything to do with a bookstore or a bookshop, if it's got a library on the front of it.
Yes.
It's going in her own personal library.
Absolutely.
She cannot not buy a book if it's about a bookstore.
Yes.
So I knew immediately you were going to pick that one.
Yeah.
I read the description for that one. It sounded really boring to me. So.
And the fact that it's about books, like, I absolutely adore it.
Definitely not. I picked, let's see. Can you scroll down a little more? That one. I picked How to Leave the House.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be a comedy about somebody who basically has to leave the house to retrieve an embarrassing package from his neighbor. And, but they end up, like, crossing paths with, like, an internet troll. I don't know. It just sounds really funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And a dentist who paints mouths.
Yeah.
No, but like that sounds good, and I
Yeah.
bet that would be really cute on Audible.
Sure.
I'm
not an Audible person.
I love Audible, and
Yeah.
I think like audio. This would be a funny books on Audible. I love listening to it and then randomly chuckle. And like nobody around you knows what you're doing. They just think you're psycho.
They think you're
because
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I love it.
That's funny.
Yep.
Okay, next we're gonna do a really fun segment. I just literally hit this. So next we're gonna do a segment that's really exciting. So we chose a book that was written a while ago. It's, you know, a back in the day classic that most people have probably had to read for school. And we decided to give it our own description.
Yep.
And then we want to see if you guys can guess what the book is.
Yes.
Do you want to do the description?
I will start.
Okay.
Because we've got a couple just little viewpoints. Okay, so would you read a book that involves a plane crash? Like I know there's many of them out there, but.
And it has to do with murder
by rock.
Murder by rock.
Which is unique. And then also, it's kind of got to do with little kids, children. So, I mean, like, if you take all that in the mix, it does sound like it would be really interesting, a little wild, like, kind of morbid, I would have to say right off the bat. But is that a book that sounds interesting to you today and this day, and, you know, would you read it? And then, do you know what book it is? So...
Yeah, let us know if you can figure out what book we're talking about.
Yeah. We'll come back like next week and say what
yeah,
book
we'll tell you the answer
about.
next week. Oh yeah, we didn't even describe the structure of this show.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. We're going to be releasing a show every week on Wednesday.
Oh, yes. Yep.
So, I guess that's it, right? We're done? That's the announcement. That's the structure of the show.
Yes. Yes.
So if you want to guess and you want to figure out the answer, come back next Wednesday for the second episode, and we'll release the answer.
And I have to tell you, I don't remember any of the names from them. I know there's Heathcliff. I don't remember the girl's name.
I've got it all written down.
Okay, perfect, because I've already lost their names.
I had to make a,
Can you refresh their names for me?
Yeah, so there was Heathcliff, and then Catherine Linton, Miss Heathcliff.
Yeah, and Mrs. Heathcliff's name is what?
I don't know, did they say it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Let me see. It's like right off the bat. Hold on. Google. Hey, Google. What is Mrs. Heathcliff's name from Wuthering Heights?
I got a table on Wikipedia. That probably has her answer.
They gave me Mr. Heathcliff. His was Isabel's wife. Was his wife.
See, we don't know that. Okay, that's like giving away. I don't know.
Well, they could say,
Okay, well, I'll Google it. Okay, so I swear I didn't see them saying
yeah, I think it starts with an L. Or whatever, because he didn't know that she was like a Heathcliff at first. I thought they referenced her as a name. Did they?
I don't know.
I think it's...
See, this is just pulling up Catherine, which I already know. That's somebody else.
Wait, hold on. Is that her?
No.
Kathy by Heathcliff. Catherine is the daughter of, Intruder.
Okay. Isn't that? Yeah, Catherine Linton. That's Catherine Linton.
That's when he's talking to you, getting information. Isabel. Catherine later marries Heathcliff's son. All right. Okay, so we'll just call her Mrs. Heathcliff.
I thought they called her the whole time.
I thought they gave her a name.
I did not pick up her name.
Wait,
I mean, they call her Miss Heathcliff the whole time. They might have called her name like once or twice, but the whole book is usually Miss Heathcliff for myself.
Okay, we can just call her Miss Heathcliff. Yeah, for some reason I could have sworn her name was something or another. But okay. Okay. All right.
Did you want to go over any of the other characters?
So we got Mrs. Heathcliff. We got
so
the main guy is of course there's Heathcliff. There's his daughter-in-law, Mrs. Heathcliff. There's the brother. It's basically his brother. We learn, and his name is E, and he talks funny. He has that like weird talk, and it starts with an E, right? Earnshaw. But there's different Earnshaws because there's Hareton Earnshaw and there's Tinsley Earnshaw. The one that's living with him, the boy.
That's Hareton.
Yeah, because that's his brother
of Catherine.
Yeah, because that's when I grew up with him, right? To where they had the issue, or is he the nephew of that guy?
No, he grew up with Heathcliff grew up with Hindley Earnshaw.
Okay.
He was Harrington's dad. They lived together, and then now the son is who is Catherine's nephew is living there. And yeah.
Okay. So Mr. Who's the big guy that's living there, that goes there to begin with from the beginning?
I don't remember.
It's,
I had to draw this complicated map. Okay.
he goes there right from the beginning. Chapter 1. Mr. Lockwood.
Lockwood. Okay, got it. All right.
All right. I think we got this.
We just had all. We both read this yesterday.
Yeah, last night, literally last night, I was like, I understand why you wrote this down.
Yeah, I was so confused. Okay. Welcome to our next section, which is a book club discussion. So
Yes.
we went on TikTok and we asked everybody, what book should we read? You guys decided on Wuthering Heights, so that's the one that we decided to read.
Mm-hmm.
We read the first 4 chapters.
Yes.
So some of you guys may have read along with us.
And we thank you for you guys that did. That is so amazing. We're so excited to be able to talk in the chat and everything about it.
Yeah, this is going to be super exciting because we always usually read the same book, if not at the same time, around the same time, and then we always talk about it like every day. We give updates and talk about it.
Yes.
So we're super excited to, be able to do this and share this with you guys. What was that? What's that sound?
I have a feeling Dad might be on the roof.
Somebody's on the roof?
I think somebody's on the roof.
No, legit, somebody's on the roof. Are you sure that's Dad?
I think so.
He wasn't here when I pulled up.
My alarms are off, so I'm pretty sure.
Should we check? He wasn't here when I pulled up. Somebody's legit on the roof right now.
Hold on. We can leave that in, or at least some of it. Well, I don't see a ladder.
You don't see a ladder?
No.
Wait,
what is going on?
Wait, no, legit, somebody is here.
Hold on a minute. It's not him.
It's not Dad?
No, but I think I see a truck on the road.
But there's a truck on the road?
Yeah.
Shut up.
What is going on?
What literally was going on?
Oh, no. Okay, Dad parked over here. There is a truck on First Street.
Oh, there is a...
Working on the cable, but Dad is parked right here. That's
Oh, Dad is parked... Okay. Oh, my God.
But there is a working truck, parked right over here by the pole.
Okay.
And then when I didn't see Dad and I looked and I seen the working truck, I was like, oh, my God. Okay.
Oh, my God.
So, we started this off, and, yeah, it starts off with Mr. With the man on the roof. I forgot the dude's name.
Mr. Lockwood, the main character. So
That's it.
Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts about the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually immediately when I read a book, I'm like, okay, I usually call you and to tell you about my thoughts about it, and
Yes.
I did not tell you, and I made a list of all the things I wanted to say.
Okay. There's a list there.
I made a
legit list.
Part of it though is part of it is literally mapping out the names because I got so confused.
Yeah.
I got so confused by the names. I could not figure out who was who. So I had to write all of them, especially I think it was chapter 3 got really confusing when they were throwing all the names, all the Earnshaws and everything out there. I was like, I could not figure out what was happening. Also, a lot of the names are similar.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of them are
cousins.
Yeah, they're all related, so they all have the
Yeah.
same last name.
Uh-huh.
And so it makes it really confusing to try and figure out who's who. So I had to physically write it down.
Mm-hmm.
I will say my original thoughts. I think that it's hard to read because I know it was written a long time ago, and so the grammar's different, and that makes it really, especially as a writer, it makes it really tough because I'll read a sentence and I'll be like, that's not grammatically correct now, but it was acceptable then, and so I'm struggling with trying to make peace with the fact that it was just a different style.
Yeah.
And that's, so that's something that I'm struggling with. Also, I do like the phrasing that they use though, because the description words are really funny to me. So for example, usually I feel like description words are really pleasant and nice.
They use ejaculate a lot.
Oh my God.
that,
okay.
I mean, Did you not notice that? Like, that's the
I actually
main...
didn't. I don't
That's
remember one time that they said
I swear they used it like 3 times in 4 paragraphs.
Oh my god.
And maybe it's because I listened to this on Audible and read along as I was listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
Followed along on my Kindle.
Yeah.
So I had it like both ways, which I liked. But yeah, maybe that's why it stood out to me, because I was hearing it and seeing the word.
I did not pick up on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that goes along with what I was talking about though, because like their description words are really like all kind of dark and like kind of creepy. So like at one point they described a dog as liver colored.
Oh.
And then like they described like like climbed the stairs with phlegm, which is another thing. Is I think there are sayings that are happening in this book that I'm just not familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, they said go to the deuce. I googled it. I couldn't find anything. And it didn't sound like they were talking about like going to the bath. Like they were using it in a context where it was like different. At one point they said weathercocks. Didn't know what that was either.
Mm-hmm. Well, did you catch the one about like, instead of like, is it head over or eyes and heart and something? It was eyes and ears or heart and ears. I'll have to like.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
one.
they were like talking about like. Oh no, I wish I never brought it up because I don't know the kind. But instead of saying like, it was supposed to be like one body part that we say in the other, and this one was ears, which was like totally
different.
random in there.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick up on that one.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. It's super like kind of creepy. Like the description is very kind of like dark and creepy, which I enjoy. So I like that aspect. I like their description of things. It's very off-putting, but in a way that I'm like, okay, this is kind of a creepy style of writing with the description words, and I like that about it. I will say I did think originally for the first couple paragraphs I thought that it was written from a women's perspective.
I did too.
You did too? Okay.
Well, because I know it says Mr. Lockwood right at the beginning, but it felt like it was, and probably because it was written by Emily Bonnet, but it's also narrated, if you are listening to it, from a woman.
Oh, it is.
And nowadays it would be a male's perspective, a male's voice, and so yeah. I mean, she does a wonderful job, but so I definitely thought it was
a male too, or a female.
Yeah, it took me a little bit. Yeah,
that's funny,
but I like it. Oh
yeah,
you've got more.
I've got 2 more notes. I'm gonna flip the page.
Homework.
I'm gonna flip the page. So I did think that it was interesting that the way that they originally set it up was that it looked like, so when Mr. Lockwood went to the house originally, it seemed like Heathcliff was like the owner of the house. He was the runner and everything. And then when you find out the history, it was like, oh, Heathcliff wasn't originally the owner. It was actually the Earnshaws or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
They actually were the ones like running the house, and then he was like the little boy who came in, and they kind of like took him in, and then he ended up running it. And so we're still like learning that story of how all of that happened. But but I did that threw me for a loop. I was like, the Earnshaws are running. I was like, wait a minute, I thought Heathcliff owned that. And so so I thought that was really interesting, and I really liked the fact that when they were doing that chapter where Heathcliff was introduced as like, oh, the little boy, and Heathcliff, or one of the Earnshaws, referred to him as an imp of Satan. Which I thought was so funny.
Yeah, and it sounds
like, oh my gosh, they really like took him in as a kid and then was like, you're an imp of Satan.
I know, and they literally the description of him that they put in is like that right off the bat.
Yeah, like it's so fitting. Yeah.
So, what was your main takeaways? How are you liking this so far?
It's taking me longer to read than any book I've read recently because of the way that it's written and the writing style. But I really like the description. I like that there's a really creepy element to it because I love creepy books. So it's keeping me. That's what's keeping me interested. Is I'm like, okay, I know that something kind of dark and possibly sinister is happening. So I'm interested in that. What about you? Well, you've read this before. I have,
but I don't recall too many of it. And I did listen to it on like an audiobook format before.
Sure.
And I'm glad I did, because reading it along, the dialect in it, my brain would take forever to piece out.
It took me so long to
from
read.
the way his name starts with an E. I forget his name. The way, the way he talks in here, it would take me forever to figure that out. And the narrator does a great job, just like kind of talking through that. So that makes it really nice. I like it, and I remember really liking this book. So I'm looking forward to rereading it, you know, and figuring out why I liked it, because I forgot. That's the best thing about having a bad memory. Is
you can read it again for the first time.
Always save your good books, because when you reread them, it is, and you fall in love with it all over again.
Sure.
And find things you missed the first time. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it.
I am too. Yeah.
I definitely am.
I'm curious to see where it's gonna go. And if you guys want to read with us, next Wednesday we are going to be reading up to chapter 10.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and read the next couple chapters. We don't want to do too much at once, because it is like, it's for fun, and we don't want anybody to be like
stressed out about trying to keep up.
Yeah. So up to chapter 10, and I'm excited. I'm glad we picked this one.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think this one's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also like the fact that they talk about cold and snow, because we live in a state where we deal with that, and like I can appreciate that, and I like that. I feel validated by having to go out and dig through snow that's like super high up on your waist and back-breaking, like getting snowed in at times.
Yeah, because I don't think people realize, if people aren't around snow, I don't think that they realize how, if it's like a blizzard outside, you will get lost going from your house to your mailbox. And like people, I feel like people that, like with this book where they were like, oh, I mean, you live like miles away, but like, oh, you can probably like find your way. And then here they're like, no, that's not the case. So you'll never find your way. And I'm like, that's true. That's true.
It is so true. And I can imagine
outside.
Even back in the day, it would even be like worse. Like you don't really have a lot of the easy stuff, like they're walking around with candles, like a candle on the snow.
The lantern.
Jeez, Pete, a blizzard would take that one out. But like, no, I like that. I like that aspect. I feel like I can relate to it, and I really do. Yeah,
I do like the description. So I know I've already said I like the dark description words that they use, but I do think that the description of the whole property itself too is very dark.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's dark, it's dismal, lots of snow. It's like, it's funny.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Oh, and definitely. So we hope you guys enjoyed this. We look forward to doing more, and we are going to be adding different segments in as we go. We have a lot of fun surprises to do.
Yeah, we have a lot of other segments planned for the coming weeks. So, and that's another Babble about books.
Yep.